Hi everybody. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you a little bit about regulatory compliance and how important it is to Medline. When I say important to Medline, I don't just mean to our organization. I'm being assisted in this talk today by Uzo. Uzo is a 4-year-old and he's being very affectionate, so you'll have to forgive him. Anyway, thank you, Uzo, for your assistance. Regulatory compliance is critical for us for a bunch of reasons, not the least of which it keeps us off the front page of the Wall Street Journal. And if you remember one of our goals that's passed down to us from Charlie, it is to stay off the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Why? Well, companies that get in regulatory compliance issues and get in big trouble with the FDA have a tendency to make headlines, and it has a significant negative impact, if on nothing else, at least their reputation. And we value our reputation, and we want to keep that intact. The other reason regulatory compliance is so important to us is because it basically ensures that we have the processes and systems in place to make sure that our products are top quality. Licensing our branches and staying compliant with that doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you consider the impact that a filthy warehouse can have on product quality and safety, you recognize that those standards exist for a reason. The other thing that a strong compliance policy does is make sure that we're guided in everything that we do so that we do the right thing. We want to make sure that when we have investigators or inspectors come to our locations or auditors come to us, we don't have to do anything like hide records or falsify records like we know some other companies have done and have gotten caught in the past. And one of the things that I think is so significant for this team to remember is that some years ago, and it wasn't that long ago, Medline had a terrible, terrible reputation with the Food and Drug Administration. I was on a phone call with a gentleman named Ralph Hill earlier this week. He is a consultant, he's a lawyer, he works a lot with the Food and Drug Administration, and he was helping us with a situation with the FDA, and he made a comment, and he said, "You guys have an excellent reputation with the Food and Drug Administration." When you figure that not all that long ago, the Food and Drug Administration basically hated us, treated us with suspicion, didn't trust a thing that we told them. To turn that reputation around is meaningful in a lot of ways. Number one, it means that when we have inspectors come and auditors come, we don't have to worry about anything. I was with Medline when we used to have to control an inspection and really manage what they looked at so that we wouldn't have them find things that we didn't want them to see. That's not a fun way to do an inspection. It's not a fun way to be. And I said over and over, our goal should be that when an auditor or an inspector walks in, we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to hide, right? There's always opportunities for improvement, but our systems are so robust, we're not worried about it. So what does this reputation mean for us? Well, it means a lot of things when you think about it. It means that when we go to the agency with a request or a question or an idea, they listen to us, that our stuff has credibility, that they want to work with us on these things and they trust us, and that's huge. It means that we can pick up the phone, like Jen Mason found out recently, and call them and say, "Hey, we have this 510K under review and it's being held up and we don't think it should be held up and here's why." And they go, "Oh, you know what, you're right." And they agree with us and it moves forward. It means we get to be part of industry coalitions to set the regulations that we have to follow so we can make sure that they're common sense and things that actually help what they're supposed to help, which is help our customers and help the patients that we take care of. The other reason regulatory compliance is so critical to us is, well, basically, if we don't have regulatory compliance, I go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So let's try and keep Laura out of jail. Let's also try to stop Laura from getting bitten by her overly enthusiastic little companion. I think all of you can understand that when we have a leadership and organizational structural change like we recently had, it creates a lot of opportunity. Having the sterilization team, who has done an excellent job with so many projects recently, and especially with the ethylene oxide project that we worked on the past 2 years, work collaboratively with regulatory, who works collaboratively with research and development, who works with the lab. Having all of these underneath one organizational structure brings a ton of opportunity. It brings opportunity for innovation, it brings opportunity for better communication, and it brings opportunity for us to really move things forward. When we had an organizational change in the regulatory team just a couple years ago, it made a significant impact on the ability of that team to move forward. And we've seen wonderful results. We've got a robust team. We've got a team that's now going to have more 510Ks cleared in 1 year than they ever have. When we had a leadership change in EHS, it brought technical expertise that combined with our sterilization team, pulled off an ethylene oxide system redesign that even the IEPA didn't think we could do. And not only did we do it, but it worked and it set the stage for everybody else. So that now when sterilization comes up, the first person the FDA calls is Medline, because we're at the forefront of their mind as being really, really good with sterilization, right? All of these things that drive our reputation, that drive our ability to innovate and drive these synergies are absolutely critical to Medline as a future. You should be so proud to be part of this organization, of the amazing things that we've managed to accomplish in the past few years, and of the fact that you're part of the team that has helped turn this reputation around and continue to build on it to make Medline an industry leader. That's why regulatory compliance is so important. And I'm sorry, Joe, I went way over the 2 minutes I told you I was going to do, but oh well. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great day.